they are not going to ask you to actually build a financial model during the interview. Like most of these firms, I'm talking about even the biggest firms like the Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgans of the world, they will not give you a laptop in the interview with an open Excel spreadsheet and ask you to build a financial model. So I want to talk about something that's probably going to be a bit controversial because it's going to go against most of what you've been told by everybody out there and just in the industry in general. But when it comes to the technical interview preparation process for investment banking, taking financial modeling courses is actually one of the worst things you can do. See, there I said it. Not what you expected, right? The reason why I say this though is because you have to understand that in most investment banking interviews, and I'm talking for like entry-level positions, right? Like most of you are going for summer analyst positions or even full-time analyst positions. Like they are not going to ask you to actually build a financial model during the interview. Like most of these firms, I'm talking about even the biggest firms like the Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgans of the world, they will not give you a laptop in the interview with an open Excel spreadsheet and ask you to build a financial model, right? They are going to test your technical knowledge, but they're going to do that by asking you questions verbally and asking you to explain these technical concepts verbally, right? That's very, very different from what you're actually doing when you're taking a financial modeling course, right? So just out of curiosity, so I Googled investment banking financial modeling courses, and now obviously there are a bunch of them out there. I just opened this first link, best financial modeling courses ranked by bankers in 2020, and I came here and looked at it and said, okay, they recommend these top 5 courses here, and then you scroll down and then they have some of these reviews, right, and they say, hey, what should you look for in these courses, and say brand value for CV building, which by the way is a total lie, because I can tell you right now, having been a former banker who used to screen these resumes, we don't really care if you have some BS certification from some random financial modeling course company online. Okay, like that doesn't really mean that much. Like, does it hurt you? No, not really. But does it help you that much? No, not really. Okay, but the biggest problem is like you go down and you look at some of these reviews. Look at the time it takes to complete these. Like this is their number one recommendation, right? And nothing against this company. I don't know them. I mean, I've heard of them, but I don't know them personally. But the biggest thing is it's going to take you 120 to 200 hours to complete this modeling test. And the problem is, like, and if I play this video, like, you look at some of the content of these courses, you're basically looking at an Excel spreadsheet. You're staring at, you're watching some guy move around in a spreadsheet from cell to cell, linking up all these numbers, typing in Excel functions and formulas that you don't really understand, right? And it's overwhelming, right? Like, not only are you trying to learn these concepts for the first time, you're just trying to understand, oh, how do the 3 statements flow together? How does one item go from the income statement to the cash flow statement to the balance sheet? But on top of that, you have to try to follow along and understand, oh, so he's moving from cell E3 to D5, okay, and what is this Excel function that he's using, the sum if function, like what does that do exactly? Like, you're not going to need any of that in your interviews. And also when you're verbalizing your answers in these interviews, you're not going to answer it by saying, well, so first, you link up this cell to this cell. Like, no, you have to explain it conceptually, right? And there are actually much easier ways to do that. The reason why I know that is because when we train our own clients on the technical interviews, we're teaching them all the concepts they need to know, from accounting to valuation to M&A and LBOs. We don't use any financial modeling at all, and we're able to teach them all the concepts they need to know in about 20 hours, right? And then you add in the time you spend on top of that to practice, do practice questions, and make sure you can actually answer these things verbally. Maybe you call it 30 hours, maybe 40 hours, but by the end of 30 to 40 hours, you are an absolute expert at answering all the questions that you could possibly get from these interviews, right? And so that's a lot easier and a lot more efficient when it comes to your preparation process. And efficiency is important because learning the technicals is just one of the many things you have to do. You still have to spend time on so many other things, right? Getting relevant internship experience, keeping your grades up in school, networking with a bunch of bankers, preparing for your behaviorals. So time is a very, very valuable resource, and you do not want to waste it, right? Now, am I saying you should never, ever take financial modeling courses and that there's no place for it? No, absolutely not. You should take financial modeling courses after you pass the interview already and you have the job already. Now, if you say, hey, I have the job, I want to prepare for the job, now I want to go learn financial modeling skills, I'm a big fan of that. But you got to be doing the right things at the right time and make sure you don't put the cart before the horse, right? Before you've even gone through the interview yet, that's not the right time to be taking financial modeling courses. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're looking for more customized advice that's tailored for your specific situation, then I invite you to book a free strategy session with our team at the link below. We'll talk to you soon.